Hello there, welcome back to Cost and Management Accounting at 5. This video we're going to look at the preparation of integrated system, whereby we're going to look at question 2 of the question paper of June 2021. So our question reads: the following appears in the books of low cut and host manufacturers. We're given balances on 1 March 2018 that are going to be our operating balances. And then I believe that we're given a summary of transactions for the year 2019, whereby we're given a list of balances that we have there. So if you go down, you'd see that beneath that list of balances, we are given additional information whereby it reads manufacturing overheads are allocated in 80% of the direct labor cost. So on the required part, we are given prepared the following ledger accounts whereby we are given the materials control, labor control, manufacturing overheads control, production control, finished goods control account, cost of sales account, and finally we got trading account. So if you go back to our question, you'd see that we are given a lot of balances that we have. So what we're going to do is we are going to go item by item and trying to see which account is being affected, then post to the right account there. So at the beginning of the question, we're given balance on 1 March 2018, which means these are going to be our opening balances. So basically, we are saying the balances that we are given at the beginning are representing our opening balances. So we've got raw materials there, which means the raw materials is going to be the opening balances for material control account. And then work in process is going to be the opening balance for production control account. And then finished goods, obviously, we are going to have a finished goods account. So I will post it with finished goods account. So they're going to start as our balance BDs. Then on raw materials, we can go and just try to post our 2,418 as our opening balance. Working process 92,400. Finished goods 250,600. So we can go to our answer section now and try to enter as such. We've got material control here. So we're going to have our balance BD, which is our opening balance in the material control. And then we see that we've got 240,800 as our opening balance. So we are saying 240,800. Then we can as well try to look for our labor. We can as well try to look for the other balances. Remember, if you go back here, you'd see that we have indicated production control is the other balance, 92,800, finished goods, 150,600. So we can go and look at production control, and I put our 92,400. So if you go there, you see that this is now our production control. So we can go to the debit side and enter our opening balance is balance BT. So we've got balance BT. And then production control, the balance that we have got 92,400. So we've got 92,400. So remember, we also have the finished goods. So we are going to try to look for that account, which is the finished goods account, and enter as such. So we have got finished goods account here. So it means we are going to the debit side again and enter it as our open balance. So we are saying balance BT. So our balance BT that we have for finished goods account is 215,600. So we can just enter as such 215,600. So this is our opening balance. So we can go back to see what other transactions do we have in the question so that we can be able to post to the right account. So under the summary of transaction, we have got cash purchases for raw materials, which is 1,892,800. So you see that this is purchases of raw materials, and know that all raw materials we're going to enter them in the materials control account. So that's amount of 1,892,800. We're going to debit the material control, and obviously we are going to credit the bank. So remember, we are also supposed to highlight or locate the double entry that is supposed to be done, so that we can be able to post the necessary transaction to the right account. So in this case of purchase of raw materials, we are debiting the material control and we are crediting a bank, of which bank is not asking this question. So it means the credit part of the bank, we are not going to be concerned about it. We are only going to be concerned about the debiting of the material control. With this figure that we have, 1,892,800. Then the credit part of the bank account, we cannot eat for the sake of this question, because bank account is not a part of the question that the accounts that have been asked in the question. So we go to the material control, and go to the debit side and enter it in the details part. We are saying bank, and it's 1 million 892,800. Then obviously we now go back now to see what we have next. Now after carriage of raw materials, we've got carriage on purchases. Here, carriage on purchases are paid cash 313,600. The amount is here. So here, remember, whenever we have carriage on purchases, they're going to increase the value that we have for purchases. So obviously, the same double entry that we did on purchases, so we're also going to apply on carriages. So what I'm going to say is we're going to debit the material control with 313,600. And obviously, we're also going to credit the bank, of which bank is not asking this person. So we're just going to ignore the credit part of the bank and just debit the material control 313,600. So if you come here for the material control again, we're going to say bank, but this bank is on carriage particular. So this is what we have. The amount that we have is 313,600. So it means here we are saying 313,600. Then we go back again to check the next transaction. So go down, see that the next transaction that we have is saying raw materials issued for processing 1,900,000. So this raw materials that have been issued, remember we purchased raw materials here, debited materials control. Now we are issuing that the materials that we purchased to now to production, that is for processing. It means we are not going to the opposite side of the material control now to transfer to the production control. So we are crediting the material control with 1,900,000, and we are going to debit the production control with also 1,900,000. So that's the double entry that is concerned about this transaction. So we are going to do the credit side of the material control, and we are saying the amount that we have, we are going to transfer to production control. That's where the processing is going to take place. So we are saying production control. And the production control figure that we have there is 1,900,000. So this is what we have. And obviously, in the question, we have production control account. So we are going to look for that production control account and enter 1,900,000 on the debit side. So I'll come here. I'll try to see where we have the production control account. So to see that this is the production control account, and here we are saying we are debiting if this is the corresponding entry of that double entry, and we're taking this figure from the material control. So we're saying material. So and we put 1,900,000. So this is what we have. Then as well, we can now try to see on the next transaction after this one, see what are we supposed to do there. So we come here after raw materials issued for processing. We are now on labor. So on labor, we have got direct labor, which is 2,088,800. And then we also have labor, which is indirect, which is 375,000. So at the double entry that we are supposed to employ here on labor, we are going to debit the labor account, and then obviously we credit the bank account. So for the first double entry, the bank account, they're going to ignore it. They're just going to debit the labor control account. So I'll go to the labor control and debit direct. It's 2,088,800, and also debit 375,200 is our indirect. So come here and look for our labor account. So our labor account is here. So what does it mean? We're going to go to the debit side and say bank on the first part of labor, which is direct 2,088,800. And we also have another labor, which is now indirect, which is now 375,000. So after entering this labor, the second double entry is to transfer this labor to the necessary accounts again. Remember, the direct labor, if you come back, you would see that we have got direct and indirect. The direct part of labor, which is 2,088,800, we are supposed to post it to the production control. We are supposed to post it to production control. And then also we've got indirect labor. Remember, when it's now indirect labor, it's now we are now supposed to post it to the manufacturing overheads. Remember, indirect labor is under manufacturing overheads. And then when it's direct, we are supposed to add it to direct material to get a prime cost. So we are going to enter into the production control. So basically what we are saying is here, this one is supposed to go to production control, and this one is supposed to go to manufacturing overheads. As simple as that. So after entering them in the labor control, you there and there transfer it. Labor control is not supposed to have a balance CD or BG. The amounts that we have entered in labor control is we transfer them there and there. Remember, labor account is a expense account. That's not supposed to have a balance BT or CD. So we go there to the credit side, and now we are saying this 2 million, this 2 million that we have, we transfer it to production control account. So we're going to say production control, and the amount that we have there is 2 million. We're just going to transfer this figure that we have on the side is 2,088,800. And then obviously we transfer again 375,200. This one now we are transferring it to manufacturing overhead since it's indirect labor. So we are saying manufacturing overheads. So what we are saying is we have created labor control, production control. So it means we're going to debit production control 2,088,800, and also we're going to debit manufacturing overheads with the other amount, which is 375,200. So here we put 375,200. So we're just going to pick production control and go again to manufacturing overheads. So if you come here, let's start by debiting the manufacturing overheads account, 375,200. So we're saying labor control, the amount is coming from labor control, which is 375,200. Then we also have the one that is supposed to go to production control. Here we are now saying from production control, the figure that we have is going to come from labor control. So we are saying labor control, the amount that we have is 2,088,800. So we've got 2,088,800. So I think we've finished that double entry. We've entered in labor control and transferred them to the necessary account. So we go back and try to see what we have next. Next, we've got rent, which is factory. Remember, this rent for factory would be rent is an expense account, so it will be on the debit side of the rent account. So the first double entry is debit rent account, and then we are supposed to create bank. Then after entering on the debit side of the rent account, we now transfer it to the manufacturing overhead. So remember, rent is a manufacturing overhead. So we are supposed to credit a rent account and then debit manufacturing overhead. So you see that rent account is not asking questions. So we are just going to ignore the part of credit rent and just debit manufacturing overheads with the amount of rent that we are having here, which is 711,200. So we can go to the manufacturing overheads account. We are here. So now we are saying rent. This is rent factor. So we can just call it factor rent. The amount that we are having there is it just make try to cross check the actual amount that we have. We are having 711,200. 711,200. So this is what we have. So it's that all the expenses that are there, all the costs that are given there, we are just going to do the same double entry. We also have insurance of factor. We're just going to treat them the same as this. So these are all manufacturing overheads. Rent, insurance of factor, and we've got 58,800, which means we are going to also debit and the manufacturing overheads with 58,800. So we come in. So we are now saying this is insurance factor. We can just call it factor insurance. And the amount that we have there is 58,800. So we are saying 58,800. So this is what we have, and then we can check the next item that we have there. So after insurance of factor, we've got maintenance of plant. We also have maintenance of plant. We are also going to see that this is an overhead that we have again. So we are going to treat it the same by debiting the manufacturing overheads. It's maintenance of plant 411,600. So we go back again. Now we are saying maintenance of plant. So we're saying maintenance figure that we have there for maintenance of plant is 411,600. 411,600. So this is what we have, and then also we can check on the next item that we have in the question. After maintenance of plant, we've got depreciation on plant. This is another overhead again. So we're going to debit again manufacturing overheads with 14,560. So go there. This is depreciation. The amount that we have is 14,560. 14,506. And then obviously go back again to see what we have. Now we have got indirect material, indirect materials issued, which is 12,400. Indirect material issued, right? So on indirect material issued, remember the double entry that is involved in indirect material issued is that we are taking these indirect materials from the materials control. So remember, materials are only taken side of the material control. So when they're transferring, they transfer them as indirect or direct. So when they are transferring as indirect, we're supposed to create material control and then we debit the manufacturing overhead. So remember, we have the material control in our question, we have the manufacturing, we will the manufacturing overheads again in our question. So we're going to enter that double entry as a complete double entry since we have all the accounts. So here we're saying we're picking 4,400 is going to take side of the manufacturing overhead. So we're saying indirect material with 4,400. But remember, in the question with material control, so what it means, we are also going to take side of the material control and enter this 4,400. So we're saying material control, we just look for that account. Come use that material control. So we are going to create sites, and remember we transferred this account to manufacturing overheads. So here we are saying manufacturing overheads. The amount that we have there is 12,400. So we can just try to see what we have next after that. After indirect materials, we've got cost of sales of finished goods, which is 5,801,600. So as well, we try to find out what double entry is involved for that 5,801,600. So remember, these are cost of sales, and they are cost of sales of finished goods. So it means we are going to accredit our finished goods control account, 5,801,600, and then we debit our cost of sales. Same figure. So we can go there and try to see and try to find out about finished goods on control account. So go. Control account, we have it here. So remember we're saying this cost of sales we are crediting the finished goods account. So we're coming to the credit side of finished goods control account, and we are supposed to debit cost of sales. So here you write cost of sales. Figure that we have. I'm just trying to make some space. So the figure that we have there for cost of sales, I remember is 5,801,600. And obviously, we are going to the debit side now of cost of sales account. So also, we're supposed to look for the cost of sales account, which is we are having. I just did that. So we are going to debit side now of cost of sales account. Obviously, on the description, we are now saying finished goods, which is the same amount. So this is the double entry consent, which is 5,801,600. So this is what we have. And then we can just try to see again on the next transaction that we're given in the question. So what is important is for you to complete the double entry. If the account consent is not in the question, you just ignore the part of that account. So after cost of sales, we've got sales of finished goods, which is 8,749,450. So on the sales, remember, sales is supposed to be transferred to trading account. So what the double entry involved is that we are going to debit our, we're going to credit the trading account with 8,749,440. And remember, this amount is coming from the sales account. So the other double entry or the corresponding entry is supposed to be a debit sales account, since we are taking it from the sales account. But sales account is not asked in this question, so we're just going to ignore the debit part. So we go to credit side of the trading account and enter sales and enter sales. So let's just try to see on the part of trading. So if you come in here, you see that we have to try to find out where do we have our sales account. So where do we have our trading account? We are coming to the credit side of the trading account and put our sales, then our sales, we have got 8,749,440. So this is what we have. So the other corresponding entry we're ignoring because it's affecting sales, which is not asked in the question. So I will just ignore for that part. And now we go and try to see what else do we have in the question. Right, after sales, we've got closing balance of finished goods. We have got closing balance of finished goods, of which this closing balance this closing balance of unfinished goods, which is which is at 2019, 136,640. So remember, the opening balance of unfinished goods, where did we put it? We put it in the production control, if you still remember. So it means also the closing balance of unfinished goods, we go to the production control. So we're going to put production control and put it as balance CT. Remember, the balance PT was on the debit side, so it means the balance CT should be on the credit side. So we can just try to see in terms of the production control. Let's try to look for that production control. So this is our production control. So what it means is our balance sheet is supposed to come on the credit side. Remember, PD is on the debit, so CD is on the credit. But you are also supposed to leave some space here for the amount that you are supposed to transfer to the finished goods. Remember, production control represents the calculation of the cost of production, which we are supposed to transfer to the finished goods as a production cost of finished goods. So what we are going to do is we are going to put our balance CT here, as we are given at the end of the question is 136,600. And then there is an amount that we are supposed to transfer to finished goods, we should be here, which we are going to find as a balancing figure. So we're just going to calculate that one. But before we calculate that one as a balancing figure, if you go back to the question, you would see that the question is saying at the end of the question on additional information, is saying manufacturing overheads are allocated at 80% of the direct labor cost. Manufacturing overheads are allocated 8% of direct labor cost. What does it mean? It means the figure of manufacturing overheads. Remember, after preparing the manufacturing overheads account, we are supposed to prepare the total, transfer the total amount of manufacturing overheads that should be in the production control. Production control, remember, we are going to say, if you are preparing a production cost statement, we are supposed to find the figure for manufacturing overheads that is to be part of calculation of the production cost. So the total amount of, so what the statement is saying is that total amount of manufacturing overheads should be 80% of direct labor cost. So basically, you can try to calculate that one by saying 80% is 8 over 100, which is 0.8 as a decimal. And if you check the direct labor cost figure is here. This is 2,088,800. So basically, what the statement is saying manufacturing overheads total should be 80%, which is 880 over 100. And then we multiply it by the 2,088,800. So if you say 2,088,800, then you find the figure that's supposed to be the total for manufacturing overheads. So if you calculate like that, you see that you are going to get an amount of 1,671,040. So this is the amount that should be the total for manufacturing overhead. In other words, this is the amount that is supposed to be transferred to production control. So the double entry for this figure is that we debit the production control and credit the manufacturing overheads. Remember, it's when taking it for manufacturing overheads to be on the debit side of the manufacturing overheads, then you credit the manufacturing overheads, and then you debit at production control. So we are going there and credit the manufacturing overheads with this figure, and then we debit at production control. So basically, we come here, we are saying already we have got our production control that we have there, but we need to debit. We can start by maybe debiting production control with that figure. We are saying manufacturing overheads, the figure is coming from manufacturing overheads. And we are saying it's 1,671,040. The corresponding entries that we are going to credit manufacturing overheads. So obviously, we are now going to look for that manufacturing overheads account. Try to credit it. So we now have our manufacturing overheads. So it means we are going to credit the manufacturing overheads with that amount. It is 1,671,040. So we are saying this figure is going to production control. Figure is 1,671,040. So this is the number that we have. So after you've entered this now, you can now be able to balance your manufacturing overheads. And the balancing figure should go to cost of sales, no matter which side it is. Remember, we are going to compare the 1,671,040 on the credit side and compare with the total that we have on the debit side. So you see that this figure is the greater figure. So since we are having 1,671,040 as the greater figure, it means it's the one that is supposed to come in between the double lines. So we can put our double lines. And what we are saying is now this 1,671,040 is going to come here as our greater total. So put it here. And then now when you subtract what is we have on the debit side from 1,671,040, in other words, we are saying 1,671,040 minus 4,400 minus 14,560 minus 411,600 minus 58,800 minus 711,200 minus 375,200. We are going to get a balancing figure there of 87,280. In this figure, we are supposed to transfer it to cost of sales. So what it means is we are also going to look at the cost of sales account and enter that figure on the let's try to see. We've got 87,208. We are supposed to enter on the cost of sales accounts on the credit side. So let's try to look for the cost of sales account. So we can just try to go with everything. trying to look for the cost of sales account. So we put our cost of sales account here. So what does it mean? It means we are now coming to the credit side, and we are saying this amount is coming from the manufacturing overhead. So we are saying manufacturing overheads. We have got an amount that we have there of 87,208. 87,208. So this is what we have. Remember, we can also be able to balance our production control since we have entered all the necessary entries that were supposed to be entered in production control. So we can go back and try to see what we have in production control. So this is our production control. Right, on our production control, we are also going to apply the finished goods as a balancing figure here. So we can just try to put our double lines. So if you add the debit and the credit, you see that on the debit side, that's where we got a greater total of 5,752,240. That is going to appear on both sides. So to get the finished goods balance, we are going to say 5,752,240 minus 136,640. Then obviously the amount that you are going to get there is a balancing figure is going to be 5,615,600. And remember, it's linked to the finished goods, so it means you're going to debit the finished goods account again with 5,615,600. So we go to the finished goods account. We are saying in the finished goods account, we are going to debit it with let's try to see finished goods. We have got the figure that is coming from production control is 5,750,600. So we are saying production control 5,615,600. So having entered this, it now means we can now close our finished goods account by finding the balance CT. So we can put our double lines. We put our double lines in the finished goods account, whereby we are now saying if we add the debit and credit, you see that the debit is going to give us a greater total of 5,831,200. 5,831,200. Then we can now say 5,831,200 minus 5,801,600, and then we can get a balancing figure, which is going to be our balance CT. So we subtract there, we are supposed to get 29,600. So this is what we have according to the finished goods account. So we can as well now try to go starting from the beginning of the our answer section, then go and try to balance everything that we have there. Whenever there's a need to transfer figures, we can always do that. So if you go there, you'd see that if we start there, we have got also this is not the labor control. On the labor control, remember what we entered on the debit side, we transferred it, so we are not going to have any balancing figure there. So we are just going to add 2,088,800 consider 75,200. Then when we do that, let's try to add that one, we're going to get 2,464,000. is going to come both sides. You will see that the total that you are going to get on debit is the same that you are going to get on credit. So it means this one is already balanced. Then you can go and look at the next one. Now we're on the materials control. So on the materials control again, we can put our double lines. So what we are saying now, if you get the debit and the credit, you see that the data total, we're going to find it on the debit side, which is 2,447,200. So the same total will come here, 2,447,200. So here we are supposed to split the space here for our balance figure. So we are saying here we have got 12,400 is our magnesium and mobiles. So here we are supposed to have a balancing figure, so which is going to be our balance CD. So on our balance CD, remember what we are going to do is we are going to say 2,447,200 minus 4,400 minus 1,900,000, and obviously you are going to get our amount is 534,800. And this is the same figure that is going to come here below the double lines as our balance PT, which is 534,800. So this is what we have in terms of balancing the material control account. So it means we've balanced the material control account, manufacturing overheads again, we balance it, and then labor control. So we can go to the next one, at the next page, see what account okay, balance, if there's any account which still needs to be balanced. So we can check account by account, try to see if we've got any need again of balancing. Finish the goods, we've got a trading account again that we have, try to see. Right, if you go to the cost of sales, if you go to the cost of sales, you see that cost of sales also we need to balance it, so we can put our double lines. Remember, the balance of a cost of sales account is supposed to transfer to the trading account. So whenever the side we're having the balance figure, we just transfer it to the trading account. So what you're saying is, if you compare the debit and credit, you see that the debit is greater, we get a greater figure on the debit side, which is supposed to come in between the double lines, 55,801,600. So same on the credit side. Then we say now 5,801,600 minus 87,280. You're going to get your balancing figure there is 5,714,320. And obviously, this amount you're supposed to transfer to the trading account. This is our cost of sales. And we also have our trading account. So we are going to transfer that one to trading account. So trading account, we have within the question. So we're going to debit side of trading account and put that figure. What we are saying is we are now saying cost of sales on the trading account. And we are putting figure is 5,714,320. And having done that, now means we can also balance the trading account. The balancing figure we transfer to the profit or loss account. So we put our double lines. So comparing the two figures, we see that the credit side is for the greater total, which is 8,749,440. And then if you subtract 8,748,440 minus 5,714,320, you're going to get your balancing figure is 3,035,120. And this figure you're supposed to transfer it to profit and loss. So this is the last one that we have on this page. So we can go up again to see if we have got any other account that still needs to be balanced. So So you'd see that this one is already balanced, which is the finished goods control. And we also balanced the production control. So it means we balance all the accounts. So on the production control, remember the balance BT is supposed to come the other side uh, in below the double lines. So we're saying balance BT, and we're saying take the same figure, 136,640. So it means our question is now complete. We've balanced all the accounts necessary. So I think everything was clear, very simple it is, and nothing very difficult on this question. So thank you for listening. Those who have subscribed, please subscribe and share. We're still coming with more videos. As for this video, I'm saying how to meet again next week.